Hey everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Happy Friday. It is the end of hopefully what for you was another great week. Kind of a crazy week for me. I normally do my streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you joined me before, this week was slightly different because Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday I was in North Carolina, Charlotte and Raleigh, doing a couple of talks, speaking to groups. So I did my streams a little different this week. Did Monday. That went pretty well. I had a good time on Monday and now here Friday morning. So hopefully this will be a good old time. We're actually going to spend some time continuing what we did last week. So I'll show off a little bit of that here real quick. So on the big screen right here is a little project called Brew Buddy that I've been working on for over on the streams for the last several weeks, and this is just a homebrewing controller. So one of the things that it does right now is it actually does temperature monitoring. Has a little countdown. There is a can't see it on the screen, but there's a little thermocouple that's wired up to this thing that actually monitors the temperature. So, and it shows a little graph on there as well, so I can hold the thing, hold the device, warms up. As it gets warmer, it sends those temperature readings up, and it logs those to the cloud. So what I actually set up on Tuesday, and like I said, I've been working on this for a little while. What I shared on Tuesday was setting up Azure IoT Hub to get all that working. And so we are going to continue working on that today. And so you can see what actually ends up getting sent across is this, a temperature value and a time. That's what's getting set up in Azure IoT Hub. So what I wanted to do today on the stream, and we'll see how that goes, what I was going to do today is actually spend some time hooking this up to Electric IO. If you have not seen Electric IO before, this is from Suze Hinton from NoOpCat. They are an amazing Twitch streamer, one of the original tech Twitch streamers. I will put their info here. Please follow NoOpCat because Suze does some really, really awesome stuff. So Suze created Electric IO. It's a dashboard tool that hooks right into Azure IoT Hub. So if you worked with Azure IoT Hub before, you probably know that it's basically just a dumb pipe. You get your data in there, it's in, and then it's sort of like up to you to do the rest of what you want to do with it. Meaning, there isn't really an easy way to actually see what's in there. You either have to set up a streaming analytics job, to pipe into Power BI, create your own dashboards, etc. So what Suze is doing with Electric IO was to create a quick way to create dashboards and tie right into Azure IoT Hub. And I'm really excited to work with this in Brew Buddy today because there's a few different things we could do. We can create some graphs, of course, of info as it's streaming across. And then we can also create some buttons, so we can actually do things like pull temperature readings on demand and things like that based on functions. So we're going to try to tackle some of that today. So welcome. There's a couple of folks in chat. Yeah, feel free to say hi if you want to. Otherwise, keep on lurking. But hopefully, you're having a great Friday. I'm going to get going here, but let me know how your day's going, how your week was. I'd be happy to hear from you. So I have cloned the repo, and I'm going to go through the installation process. I got Node and Git installed, and let me just do a pull first to make sure I got the latest. I do, and I'm going to run an npm install. It's going to pull it down, pull all the latest dependencies. So many things. So I'm going to run this locally. I'm going to run the dashboard locally, and then hopefully if all goes well and it's in a good spot, maybe ultimately push this up to Heroku when all is said and done, or somewhere else. tend to feel most comfortable working with Heroku, but I've done Zeit now, works really well also. And we're getting there. Maybe. Maybe. All right. All right, so now the next step is to, open the .env file and get my connection string from Azure IoT Hub. So that's the actual Brew Buddy site. Oh yeah, I need to actually open this up in VS Code. That would be helpful. Let's do that. All right, so I need connection string, consumer group, and this info. So I'm going to get that really quick, and I'm going to switch over to secrets mode. Y'all can watch me do this. Watch me see what I'm seeing on the screen, but I'm not going to let you see it. While I grab that real quick. I need to grab that Azure IoT Hub connection string. Let me show you the command I'm going to do real quick, and then I will not show the result. So it is AZ. Did I do this the other day? Yeah, it's going to be AZ IoT Hub policy list. So again, secrets. There we go. Oh, that's the policy stuff. How do I actually get the connection string? All right, I'll go back and share. Because I want to get the connection string. But I would really prefer to get it from the command line than logging into the portal. Right? There we go. Let's look in the docs here. Show connection string. There we go. So I think this is the command that I need. AZ IoT Hub show connection string, and then the name of the hub. So back. Oh, I have to include the policy too. Or the resource group. Policy name. Be right with you. Just one moment. Say hub name. Okay. I'm going to grab that. I'm putting it in my .env file now. And then consumer group is the other thing that I want to get. Huh. All right. So, and then we got my consumer group, Brew Buddy group. Let's close down the .env file. I can bring y'all back on the screen now. And we're gonna do npm start. Building, it's doing its thing. This is good. Let me go to the GitHub repo for this project. I thought of an issue that I wanted to add for myself real quick. So while that's doing its thing, I'm going to add myself something to work on. Oh, this piece is done. Let's do okay, these are just warnings, so that's good. I mean, I think it's done. Let's find out localhost 3000. Yay! We have a nice little dashboard here, and we're gonna call the app title Brew Buddy. Background color. See if that's going to be too much. That's light. But let's go with it. Okay. So I'm going to edit this. So you'll see I have a device ID. That's coming in, and if I go and look at my configuration, its temperature is the value that I want here. All right, so this is my line temperature. Title is going to be brew temp, and so I can see this sort of showing up over time here. This value we'll come back to in just a second. Yeah, and then let's see, trigger and stuff, something coming in, not since 11.14. I have that right? Temperature, line color, save. That's my correct device ID. Yeah, that's right. So the connection is legit. I guess now I'm just kind of waiting for magic to happen. So while that's doing its thing, I'm actually going to make a quick code change, because I really would like to be able to trigger reading the temperature on demand, right? So I'm going to set up a function here. I'm going to set up a particle function, and we're going to call it check temp. And I'm gonna set up another one. We'll do the same thing for fermentation rate. Well, actually, never mind. I'm not gonna do that one yet. Let's do check temp. So, and then what I'm gonna do for check temperature is what's happening right now is here. I get a temperature, read the temperature. And then, where am I posting it? Oh yeah, right here, post temp, right? So that's what I ultimately want to do. I want to do check temp and post temp each time I pull that. So the way that particle functions work is you return an integer value with the response code. So 0 or 1, 0 failure, 1 worked fine. So check temp. And it passes in a string of arguments. Has to be passed in, you don't have to use them. So return 1. What did I want to do there? Read temp, is that what it's called? You know, I might actually just go ahead and move this into this function. That's all just used right there, and then I can use that in both places. Yep, so check temp. So how about that? So they'll both go in the same spot. Oh, that's not going to work though. So I'm just going to do this disconnected from everything else. I'm just going to do a read temp and then a post temp. What is it? Yeah, post temp. So that's actually what sends a message up to the device cloud, right? So if I cloud flash, so I'm going to put some new firmware on the device and you'll see it flash magenta here in a moment. All right. There we go. Now it's doing its thing. We'll let it come back online. Success. So I should see my new function here. It's not here. Oh, it's not online. Never mind what I said. Yes, just a moment. Now we can. All right, there we go. I've set mode and check temp. So I can put it into brew mode, call. Oh, you know what? The other thing I need to do here is check the state, right? If is brewing mode. Otherwise, just return 0. Anything else. Right, so I won't check the temperature if it's not in brewing mode. But I can go ahead and run this and I should see a temperature value pop up. There we go, 69.35. And I'm not getting anything here. Why is that not working? So the example payload, humidity, temperature, this is exactly, I'm sending along something very like this, temperature and time. Here's the raw payload. All right, well, in the meantime, I'm going to create a button card. And we're going to call this check temp. Method name is, oh wait. Now this is going to require a little bit, yeah, device method might not exist. So I need to do something to configure that. Because that's going to be a way of configuring the method in Azure IoT Hub, right? Any device method active on your device. You can't send payloads yet, that's okay. If I have to expose a device method, this may not be possible yet with the particle device cloud. Check the network tab and see. Here's my list of devices, which is fine. So this is somewhat working, but I don't. how do I actually see the requests to get data? So I was hoping that the network tab would actually show me device data streaming from IoT Hub. But there used to be a way to actually view logs using the Azure command line. Monitor events, is that what it is? Oh yeah. Right. Let's try that right quick. Okay. So there's a dependency somewhere that needs to be updated, right? Okay, so now when I request the temperature value, there we go. So we have a payload. Data. Oh, right. I think I know the problem at this point. Because right now I'm not just sending an empty payload through the integration. Full payload support is being worked on. But I can't nest properties right now. That was the thing that Suze was referring to. So I can fix this on the integration side. Shoot, which one is it? Oh, that one. So I have an integration here, and this is what shows right now. Event data, device ID, publish ID. So I want to edit that. Come on. It takes some effort to like obscure my, okay. So I'm going to change this to use, instead of all this, yeah, so I'm just gonna Do I have to do that? Let's try that. I don't know if it's gonna let me do this. Nerds! Crap. Yeah, this was the thing that... Alright, cancel. So, I do believe that Suze had mentioned that there was a pull request pending. Yes, support for device method payloads. So I am going to check out this branch and we're going to try it. So let's do that. Hold on a sec, y'all. Stash. Now we go. Get my secrets back in. Okay, we'll run an npm install. All right, now npm start. Did I get that error before? Receiver error, messaging entity not found. Well, shoot, maybe that was my issue. Oh, it's the group. Well, maybe that's why. Go back in building secrets. All right. Let's try this again. All right, so we should be getting data now. Payloads are coming across. You know, I'm wondering, however, if because Electric IO doesn't yet support payloads on the graphs, right? So this is only for that support. Let me look at this commit. CSS. This is only on the button card. Yeah. So payload's only on the button card. So I still have the same, not issue, but the same limitation on getting the JSON object without nested properties. This is not a problem. I just need to fix this. I mean, ultimately, I want something like that. And I think there is a way in the docs. Let me take a look at the docs for this. So if I want to do a custom template, there we go. All right. So I may actually just need to change the shape of this and just be done with it. Right, so what's being sent? I already have a timestamp in the payload. That's this. So instead of data here, yeah, I can flatten this out when I actually publish it on the particles, on the firmware side. So instead of all this silly mess, I will just make my payload this. And voila. And then the same thing here. Dakami, hey, good morning, welcome. Happy Friday to you. And thanks, yeah, it's good to be back. I'm glad to be back in Austin. It was a kind of a frantic week, but I had a really good trip to North Carolina. It was neat. Spent a day in Charlotte, spoke to an IoT group there on Tuesday night. And then I was in Raleigh for 2 days. Did a workshop on Wednesday afternoon to one of the Startup Accelerator groups, and then did a lunchtime talk yesterday before flying home. I got back home at 11:40 p.m. last night and immediately went to bed. And then got up at 6 o'clock this morning. And the fun continues. After I'm done here with the stream, I'm actually going downtown Austin. For those of you that may or may not know, Austin is, this time of year, just so happens to be South by Southwest. Oh, it's so much fun, he says sarcastically. But Particle is doing a happy hour with the Macrofab folks. Macrofab is a contract manufacturer based in Houston, good friends of ours. So we're doing an event with them down at Jester King, and I will actually live stream some of that. I'm taking my gimbal down there. I'll do a little like Stream Elements IRL stream. And yeah, .com, what about the podcast? I cannot believe I forgot that too, because that was like my favorite part. Yes, so I did a podcast as well with the Riot Accelerator folks, so Raleigh IoT Group. It's a really awesome nonprofit and organization that supports IoT startups in the Raleigh-Durham area, actually really all over the place. They're becoming more of a nationwide organization. And they just started a podcast recently, which is really great. I'll pull it open so that y'all can check it out. It's in iTunes, right? It is in iTunes. If you look for, what was the name of their podcast? ncriot.org is their website. Hopefully they have some. Oh yeah, Riot Underground. So if you search in your favorite podcatcher for Riot Underground, they've released 5 episodes. I listened to them all. What's cool is that they will take a single interview and break it up into like 2 or 3 episodes. So they're nice little bite-sized 20-minute pieces. And they've had some fun guests so far. I don't know when my episodes are going to be live, but it was an awesome, awesome conversation. And a lot of it just about making and, sort of my journey from being a long-time web developer into doing this kind of stuff full-time, which is a lot of fun. But yeah, .com, I hope you do. It should be, I'll tweet about it. I'll let everybody know when it's out, which will be kind of fun. I look forward to hearing it. Once I get past not enjoying the sound of my own voice, which I think we're kind of all that way, right? The sound of our own voices in our own ears is different than when we hear it recorded later. It can be a little odd. Once I get past that, I usually enjoy listening to that kind of stuff, which should be neat. .com, if you're a podcast fan, I will also recommend the Macrofab podcast. That's the group that we're doing the event with tonight. Their podcast is awesome. You can't get past it. I don't blame you at all. I'll post a link to this. So the 2 folks that do this podcast, one is Parker Dillman, who's the co-founder of Macrofab, and other Stephen Craig, who used to work there, but they do a really great engineering podcast. A lot of the stuff they talk about week in and week out goes over my head, but that's part of how I learn. So it's a neat little thing. So how was your week, .com? It's good? So, all right, I'm going to flash this again. So we should be getting we'll get different data now. So the actual temperature value will come in here as data. Oh, had a sinus infection. I'm so sorry to hear that. Was it allergy triggered for you? Because my wife was telling me she's been hit with a little bit of that too. The temperature swings in Texas have been so nuts over the last week that I think it's kind of messing with her a little bit. I don't know if that's the same for you. Frackberg, hey. So Frackberg, actually, good morning. Happy Friday, by the way. Thanks for coming in. I was actually just thinking about you because the comment that you made the other day, I had been having some weird frame drop issues. I know you said your connection was weird. I was having weird frame drop issues earlier this week and a little bit last week. It had gotten better, but I was convinced that I was having an ISP problem or that I was getting throttled by my ISP. Spectrum, formerly Time Warner. So when I was in North Carolina, I called them to upgrade to gigabit, which I didn't even realize they had yet. So I am getting upgraded to gigabit like on Monday, which means I might be able to start streaming at 1080p instead of 720. I'm not gonna like push hard, but I should be able to try it. And to get my upload speeds a lot higher. And so that's happening Monday, and wouldn't you know it, this morning, haven't been upgraded yet, I've dropped all of 10 frames in this entire 50 minutes so far, so of course, now that I've upgraded my plan, all of a sudden those problems go away. I guarantee you Spectrum was capping me somehow. .com, it was triggered by a cold my little ones brought home. Yeah, always the kids. I used to never get sick until I had kids. Never. Now it's all the time. Comcast has it here, but I don't want to buy a new modem right now. Yeah, Freckberg, I don't blame you. So what did it for me was because I realized that I had been on Time Warner for 3 years, and I'd been on it for 3 years, and I think Spectrum acquired Time Warner like 2 years ago, but I didn't change my plan. I was on like the business plan because I work from home and all that stuff. And I thought, okay, well, I got to just keep it at what it's at. Well, I called, so I've had an old modem. I didn't want to mess with it or what have you. When I called, I realized that going from what I was on, which is like 300 down to gigabit, was going to be an extra $10 a month. That's it. Literally just $10 a month. And so I'm like, okay, well, now I have to do it. But I do have to pay the upgrade fee, which I'm not a super big fan of. Oh, Doc, you're getting fiber today. That's awesome. That is great. That'll be fun. Okay, so did my event stop coming across? Oh yeah, I haven't started brew mode yet. I got it. That's kind of critical. I got to do that. Aha. Yes, no problem buying a new modem. Have to replace the wife's car, so priorities are not internet speed. Gotta focus on those priorities. I totally get it. Just so happens we're okay on the automobile front right now. So I've been there. I understand. Okay, so now when I pull the temp, I should get an entirely different payload on this end. Right? Right. Check temp. Why am I getting the exact same payload? Oh, it's at the neighborhood level. Oh, well, yeah, okay, that makes sense. You're not getting a fiber drop right into your house, although that would be pretty amazing. Weeks. Do you know how long? I mean, this is inside a couple of months. You should be in good shape. I hope so. That would be cool. Oh, you know what? It's right here. Data 6980. However, it did just occur to me that this may mess up my dashboards. So .com, you asked earlier if you had missed anything. No, not really. I did, I don't know if you remember on Monday, but I was struggling with getting the streaming from IoT Hub to actually see events that came across. I don't know why, I just didn't Google the right thing. But I'm streaming it now, and I actually went through setting up Electric IO. The nice cyan background. So I have Electric IO doing its thing. I just don't have any data yet. So I was going to add these cards and then go from there. I hope so soon, getting used to these. Oh yeah, you don't want to get used to the slow speeds. It was like the early days when you would rent something from iTunes and you would let it buffer for 20 minutes before you started watching it, just hoping you could get through the whole thing. Like, I'm going to queue up. I mean, I remember I'm going to queue up this movie trailer and then come back in an hour and watch it. Oh, I change this to data. If I do that, should. Let's get in stack. WebSocket is already in closing or closed state. Brand new neighborhood. Yeah, and they could have put in 5 or 7 years ago. That's funny. I wonder why they didn't do it. Three megs down when you moved in? Oh my gosh. Well, I'm obviously still doing something wrong. But that shouldn't be a surprise to anybody at this point. Almost moved right out. I understand. Everything looks good. Although maybe I want to go custom on this and go event. I don't need the event name, but I will take the event value. Well, here, hold on. Let me take this. And particle published at. Oh, watching the Michael Jolly, and at 3 p.m. and your speeds drop to 1.3 megs down. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Frackberg, that's tough. Oh, it could be. That reminds me of a commercial though. First off, yes, because all of those kids are doing what? They're probably playing Fortnite, right? On them Nintendo Switches. I got one. But Frackberg, what you just said totally reminded me of a .com. That was my thought exactly. There was an old, was it a Comcast commercial? There was this commercial from years ago of when people, I don't know if Google's going to be able to like figure out what Apex Legends, that's right. Oh, what was that commercial? It was about shared, I thought it was a Comcast, but it was some internet provider that was sort of making fun of this idea of the early days where there was neighborhood shared internet, right? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it. It was so old. I am like really on a, but I feel like I have to know this. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? There was a commercial that just sort of made that joke of people in the neighborhood being on shared internet, and at the end of the commercial was this dad that was like going through the neighborhood with a megaphone saying, "Log off! Get off the internet!" That was, I don't even know how long ago that was. The Frackford, that's what it made me think of, and I'm explaining it poorly, but hey, that's all right. All right, event, temperature, save. Let's change this up now. So what I should do is see something different. Okay, so that has been changed now. I'm getting published at the temperature and then the event name. Your neighborhood's built in the early 80s. In the 10 years you've lived, never seen anything that looks like service to the current copper lines. Yeah. Hey, look, there's a thing. There's a line. And I gotta change it now because of course now it's working after I just changed the payload. Happy line. Oh, you do remember? Good, Frackberg. I thought I was insane there for a second. I am, but okay. I don't know how long this takes to refresh. Let me check it again. Boom, boom, boom. Here, let's do this. I'm gonna hold on to the thermocouple. Get them values up, up. How warm can my hand get? Come on, come on. Hey Willie Wass, how you doing? Welcome, happy Friday. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for saying hello. How's your week been? Look at that, I got a graph. I got a chart. It looks so good. Oh, Electric IO is so great. No Op Cat is so great and amazing. Happy it's Friday. Willie Wass, I am happy it's Friday too. Like I mentioned earlier, it's been a kind of crazy week for me. I was on the road Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Got home at like 11:45 last night. So I am very tired. But I'm happy to be here hanging out with y'all. So, .commie, what temp sensor am I using? So what I am using something called a K-type thermocouple. So it is this metal rod here, basically, and it actually feeds in through the side here. This is the connector for it. Here, let me go into big screen. Big screen. So, here, let me get it. This is actually the connector for it. .commie, it's a breakout from SparkFun, and it terminates in this wonderful little probe here. Is it food grade? I don't know. I mean, these are the kinds of things I should probably care about. Sorry, I gotta get that all. I'm glad that the camera thing is working out. Oh yeah, no problem. Frackberg, oh, you use the same one in your fermentation setup? Awesome. Well, Frackberg, if you ever do decide to like use that setup and switch over to shameless plug any of the particle boards, I wrote the library for that to make it all nice and easy to use. So, Jason Rotello, hey man, how are you? Happy Friday. I am making it out to that conference this year. I'm really excited to come out. It should be a good time. I presume you're going to be there as well. Sorry, I'm being like really. This is silly of me right now. Maybe one day, car first, toys later. True. Actually, Frackberg, I'll tell you what. Hit me up, whisper at me on Twitch, and I'll send you some particle boards. Happy wife, happy life, or still alive. Yes, I've heard that before. I agree. Yeah, man, you as well. I'm looking forward to seeing you. I love coming out to that conference. For the rest of y'all on here, again, I love getting derailed. So let me pull it up. Thatconference.com. This is a fantastic event, August 5th through the 8th in Wisconsin, in the Wisconsin Dells. Great event. I do believe that Particle is going to be sponsoring again this year, which actually should be a lot of fun. I usually do open spaces at the event. There's an open space track, which would be really cool. Might be speaking. We'll see. They're voting on sessions right now, but yeah, should be a good time. So if y'all are anywhere in the area or feel like going to Wisconsin in August, which is really beautiful, it's a cool time to be up there. Definitely check it out. All right. Did I see a note that somebody actually did Hold on a sec. All right. So the next thing I was going to do I take the family.com? Great question. I have. So typically what I will do is I will go and take the family every other year because I have 3 kids and they're all over 5 now, which means it's expensive to take them all. My wife and I do a little side business that I'll share briefly. We do like some maker education stuff around storytelling, and we have a couple of books that we've created that we did via Kickstarter. And so we've done workshops up there with this stuff where we actually walk kids through like building the circuits. That's actually one of the things, I mentioned this whole thing because that's actually one of the things that I love the most about that conference is that there's an entire kids track. Let me pull it back up. So it's a very, very family-friendly event. I want to say that there's usually like 500 or so kids and family attendees that are there. Oh, there's not a schedule yet, but you can view the family schedule from last year on the website. Said, Jason, yeah, I want you to report back and tell Clark and crew that I'm like pitching that conference hard on the stream this morning. But there's usually like a bunch. These are all just like kids only or family sessions right here. And so there's a great family environment there as well. So yeah, .com, if you've got any interest, it's definitely worth taking the family to. I won't be taking the family this year, but we'll plan to likely next year again. And awesome, Jason, that's cool. I'm glad to hear that you read Ellie Saves the Day to your daughter's Girl Scout troop. How'd they like it? Did they have fun with it? All right, so now that I've done this, I'm gonna add another. So that was what I wanted to do here, temperature. Oh, crud. This is not gonna work. I just realized the mistake that I made. Because with fermentation, I'm sending the same payload. Fermentation rate is going across to the exact same endpoint. I'm gonna have to set up a second integration. It's not a problem. It's just right now, my integration is subscribing to the root event. So, I mean, I could create one for bb/brew. You have 3 that are 5 and under. Man, I have been there. Oh, that's awesome. They loved it. You did the Play-Doh circuit. So yeah, a good friend also does a Play-Doh circuits workshop every year, and it's so good. It's such a great workshop. All right, so I'm gonna go back into secret mode real quick because I need to set up another integration. Here for the fermentation stuff. So let me do that real quick. And y'all talk. Let's talk to each other and amongst ourselves. Yeah, .com, it's worth checking out. It's such a cool event. And I haven't said anything to the organizers yet. Jason, maybe you could talk to Clark and company about this. I was kind of thinking it'd be kind of cool to do some streaming stuff while we're there as well. I think it would be kind of neat, either on the main stage or somewhere else. Do a bit of live streaming during the event. Bear with me, y'all. Almost there. Almost there. Yeah, Jason, your 4-year-old and 8-year-old started attending last year. You have very, very cool kids, man. Yeah, I bet they were jazzed to finally get to go. Hey, Grillguard, thanks for the resub. I appreciate it. And hello, good morning, happy Friday to you. Hope you're having a great day. Great end of the week. Sorry, y'all. I need to edit before I move out of secrets mode. I need to edit. The payload real quick. So give me just a moment. And this one is going to be. You didn't have your trash panda anymore and was slightly upset. I love that. I appreciate that. I'm glad you were able to get that fixed. Okay, I think I have these things set up correctly now. One would hope. And I have the firmware up to date here. So now, go back into. Now I'm going to switch into fermentation mode, which if those of you that have not seen this before, moving into fermentation mode actually puts the device to sleep until fermentation begins by me knocking this little piezo disc cell, no, it called it. And that wakes the device back up and it starts pushing. It sends a notification that fermentation has started, which should be right there, BB ferment state, and then boom, and then I set a rate. And I think, oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna do like a get fermentation rate as well. I added a function here earlier that will check the temperature on demand. So let me add another one that will do, what did I do? Where did I put that? Oh, right here. I need to check fermentation rate. Yes, is fermentation mode. Same thing here. We're not in fermentation mode. Return nothing. Return 0. Post fermentation rate. Yep, doesn't need anything. I'll just post it. Return 1. So that just triggers a message to the device cloud. So flash that real quick. GrowGuard, while that's flashing, you know what I was looking at the other day? SparkFun actually just announced some TensorFlow Lite modules that, of course, I had to order a couple of. The Edge development board. I don't know when they're going to come out, but for $15, my gosh, It'll be interesting to see. Yeah, it made me think of what you were thinking about, trying to do some AI stuff on the giant boards. But no, this is pretty cool. I'm back in the whole. I've bought too many devices over the last week because I've been on this like run of collecting edge ML AI hardware to mess with stuff. It's a bit ridiculous. Okay, so I'm back online. So let's go into fermentation mode, and I should now have a. Oh wait. I gotta have a function for that. Check fermentation rate. A robot build with a giant board. Awesome. That should be cool. Particle function. Check. Let's call it check rate. I gotta reflash. Okay. So once we get this out there, what I want to do is the same thing that I'm doing here. Not the same thing, but I'm going to do, this is going to be fermentation rate. Oh, Teardown 2019 in Oregon. Yeah, when is that? Is it in May again? Or do they move it to June? Because I couldn't do it last year. It was too close to Bay Area Maker Faire, but I'm not doing Maker Faire this year. And why am I missing something? Why can I not see the date? Oh man, I'm going to be in Norway. Man, I really wanted to go this year. Next time. Cool event if any of y'all have any interest. It's pretty darn cool. Okay. All right, so fermentation started. I'll make it knock the sensor. All right, give me something. 25. All right, so now let me go back in here and I will, what? Did I not add a function called check rate? Apparently not correctly. It's right there. Dang it. Flash again. Oh, it's gonna do that. Okay, hold on. I'm going to change this to get to look at the rate specifically. All right, so that should be fine. All right, it says it's flashing. I'm seeing the happy lights do their thing. It's coming on. Okay, now I have check rate. Okay, ferment. Go to sleep. Wake up. Wake up, wake up. I'm getting these messages saying it's failing to call. It's not. It's not. Two. Okay, check right. Okay, 8.17. Oh, it's not showing up here. Okay. Did I do that? I must have done that. Okay, so here we go. Fermentation rate 8.17. So now that we have that, I can show that up here on the screen as well. Should take a second. Hey, there we go. A nice fancy little dashboard. Not all that terribly hard to create. And it actually gives me an easy integration with the Azure IoT Hub. I should now. Here's going to be the fun part, because now that SUSE has added payload support, this might take the rest of the time. That's okay. Kapow! That's right, .comic, thank you. That stuff works. So right now it's 8. If I tap it again, it went down to 7. See that update here in a moment as another event comes through. Check rate 73073. Okay, cool. So got our events publishing properly and all that good stuff. I would really like to add buttons that do what I'm doing here in the console to sort of force these things to fire. I want to add buttons to do the same thing here, right? And then just do that same thing. This is the piece that I need to actually understand how Azure does this. How the IoT Hub would do, and this may not actually work with the particle integration today. Let's see here. Because I'm trying to understand, I'm trying to remember if this is actually one way. If this integration is only one way, then there's no way for me to actually call back in. Right, there's a way for me to use the particle device cloud API to call these functions. But that's not what's happening here. What's happening in Electric IO is that it's sending a payload back into the Azure IoT Hub. And then this is assuming you have it set up where you can invoke these methods. IoT Hub gives you the ability to invoke direct methods on device from the cloud, represent a request reply interaction with the device similar to an HTTP call. Useful for scenarios where the course of immediate action is dependent on whether the device was able to respond. So the way this works is the URI is my IoT Hub twins device ID methods. So I wonder if there's actually a way that I can use the CLI to see if those methods are there. Right? So is there a way to see device methods? Oh, I just saw it. Oh, there went away. There we go. Invoke device method. Is there a way to list the device methods? So if I did Azure IoT Hub device ID, and I have no concept of what, I know my device ID because it's here. It's the same, it is the actual particle device ID. I mean, it'd be pretty cool if this just worked. Right. We're in fermentation mode right now, right? So check rate. Right. Hub name. Hub name. Move this a little bit more. I don't know if, I mean, it's not doing anything. So does that mean that it worked or not? I'm not seeing anything happen. Not getting a response. HTTPS from the client side. I mean, it's fine. I just want to know what it is that's actually being sent. The method name, response time. So this is an area of the Azure IoT Hub that I have not explored before. So I suppose I could go into the portal. I mean, I guess when in doubt, we'll see what's actually in the portal for my device twin here. No, that's not that. Oh, timeout. Timed out, waiting for the device to connect. So that's weird. So, Grogard, I just got the... Thanks again. That's weird. I just got the notice on the subscription. But thank you for the resub. That's so cool. Again, I appreciate it. I was wondering if I'd missed that notification earlier, because I saw it come across in chat. Oh my gosh. Where is my... Oh, cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So, all right. So you all explained this to me. Like, I didn't know that there's a message option. Well, I've seen other people do it in other streams, but I didn't know. I don't know how to do that for the folks that I sub to. Because when you go in, it asks you to, like, where is that? All right, y'all, I'm cracking up. I don't understand. Because I didn't... There it is. Well, no matter what, thank you. Thanks so much, Grogard. I appreciate it. Appreciate your support. Oh, pops down at the top of the chat. Okay, cool. All right, all right. Connect this device, direct method. Oh, so you have to set up the method? You can use this tool to send direct methods to a device. Figure connection. So if I call the method name, it doesn't know what to do on the other end. I feel like I am in Here Be Dragons territory. Oh, it's a pop-up on the phone. Cool. All right. All right, y'all. This is Here Be Dragons territory. I have never done this with particle devices before, and I don't know if it works, but we're about to find out. Like, I don't think that it does. Okay. Same thing, timed out waiting for the device to connect. Okay. I'm going to guess that this is not something that I can actually do. But let's go look in the particle community because I'm sure I am not the first person that has tried to do this. Maybe I am. So this is on me. Like I think I have, I suppose our integration is just one way at this point, which is okay. But yeah, because there's not really any way, I guess, to create the connection here from this side over here. So I can create the dashboards, but I can't actually invoke methods here yet. Well, I will have to follow up on that because it would be really cool if we could. Yeah, that'd be really neat. That's okay. So I have my dashboard and I'm getting fermentation rate. Right? Why did it go all the way down to 1? And when I'm in temperature mode, I can get brew info, which is cool. So what I think I'm going to do in the last little bit, I had thought about maybe doing like a generic webhook and if this then that integration into Google Sheets, which we could do as sort of a separate approach. I mean, using Electric IO. Nan! What bug is this? I mean, it's a different subscription, so what are you talking about? Oh, 0, okay. I suppose if I called this again, well, anyway. It's not to fix that dashboard piece. Actually, maybe that's just a firmware fix right here. I post. Yes, if you string enough NAND together, you get the Adam West Batman theme. That's right. There was a great JavaScript talk from several years ago. What was that from the Destroy All Software guy? What was his name? Did that. I love that joke. Now I'm getting 0. Wonder why they did show up as not a number. Because the last events that came across were it shouldn't have updated. I'm not posting the fermentation rate. Only when we're in fermentation mode. Otherwise, we're just passing in temperature. That's the whole point. This endpoint's not being called. There goes NAND again. I wonder if this works. Like, can you pass in a rudimentary expression in here? It'd be pretty sweet. Let's try that. Because if I change this into... If I go back to fermentation mode. Now wake it back up. So now the rate is showing up. And I get NAND again? Really? I don't know how fast this is refreshing, so I'm gonna stare at this for a minute and see if it changes miraculously. Well, and when I go back into brew mode, shouldn't change because I haven't done anything. Why? All right, well, I got to do some spelunking on my end for that. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong and how I'm sending that across. But mess with the temperature. I'm holding the thermocouple. Temperature value is going up. That's frustrating to me. Fermentation rate. I'll take a look at that and fix that. So the one thing that I wanted to do, since I've got a little bit more time before I got to end the stream, I made this change, or I made this comment earlier, and actually I'm gonna close this one. Close issue. And go ahead and check in. Actually, I'm gonna close it via this commit. Closes number 31. Oh, did I push right to master? As a no-no. That's all right. Trying not to do that. Create a new branch, and we'll call it battery level. So this was the thing I was actually going to do now, or at least start in the next few minutes. I do have an absolute hard stop in like 23 minutes because I'm at some meetings. But I think we could probably get through this because there is a battery pin on these devices. I'm turning my Photon into a Brandon Satcham on-air indicator. Currently successfully subscribed to a Twitch webhook and lighting up some NeoPixels using an AS. That is so stinking cool. .com, that is awesome. Will you send me like a quick video of that or something? Like you can DM me that on Twitter if you want, or just at me on Twitter. I would love to. That is so neat. It's actually funny that you would mention that because I got a LifeX bulb that Burke Holland, he and I used to work together. He's an evangelist at Microsoft, or cloud advocate, and he sent me a LifeX bulb, and I was actually going to hook one of my devices up to my Stream Deck when I start streaming and have it actually published to the LifeX bulb, and I was going to mount it outside of my office door and turn the light red to let the family know that I'm streaming. You need like 50 of them though. I know, Frackberg. I get so many notifications, it's crazy. Like who's online right now? Clarkio is online. InstaFluff is on. Our Dallas Steve Smith is on. Ed Charbonneau. Rymu8354. What are y'all doing? There's so much good stuff, and y'all are hanging out here watching me. I so appreciate it. I'll probably raid into Clarkio here in a little bit. So many people I want to watch on a regular basis. Yeah, me too. It's fun to put. I love putting streamers on as I'm doing other stuff. I even did that this week. I was in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I had a talk on Tuesday night, and Robert Tables was streaming, and I was in the hotel, and they actually had a Chromecast in the hotel room, and so I was Chromecasted him on the big screen. That was actually kind of fun. Oh, there were several big security flaws in the LifeX bulbs, Grogard. I didn't realize that. .comic cool. Yeah, I love that episode of 5 Things that Burke did with Suze. It's really good. All right. So this is what I want to do. There's not a fuel gauge chip on the Argon, but there is a way for you to determine a voltage of the battery, and you can sort of like loosely determine, if there's a LiPo present, you're at a 3.6 volt LiPo battery, you can kind of get a basic idea of what's actually happening on the device. So there's a voltage divider on here. And so basically the formula here to get the voltage is to do an analog read of the battery and then multiply it by 0.0011224, which I'm glad that they've got. Quick Google, we'll bring it up. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Because I don't want to turn that on if there's an issue. However, if you all want to see, and some of y'all may already know this, but for those that don't, Burke has a LifeX that he has set up at this website. And so, 22nd, this is actually the lamp in his house right now with like a 20-second delay that we can mess with. The delay's too slow. I don't like it. So if there's some serious security flaws, let's hack Burke's LifeX bulb and get control of his home Wi-Fi. Let's do it. He would never forgive me. I think .kami, the 20-second delay is a Nest thing. I think it's actually a delay on the Nest Cam's live stream. Oh, they use an ESP32 inside? That's interesting. I didn't realize that. .kami, I think that's where the delay comes from. All right. So let's check the battery voltage every once in a while. And so I'm going to put and then I'm going to have this. I'll put it in the loop actually. And we'll do it on the same timer. Yeah, as our laps. Oh, that's so frequent though. Let's check the battery level every like 60 seconds. Oh. It's an interesting time we live in. We have to update firmware on our light bulbs, doubly so that it is an understood problem for a lot of people. Frackberg, so you're absolutely right. And security, like IoT security, interestingly enough, we'll do a plug here. I'm doing another episode on the Particle Twitch stream next Friday with Doc, our CTO and co-founder of Particle. And we're going to talk IoT security because he spends a lot of time thinking about these things. And so definitely go to Twitch/Particle IoT. That's weird. Meta. Me doing that. And we'll talk about some of those things like firmware on devices and botnets and some of the things that we need to do differently. All right. So let's do every 60 seconds, check the voltage, and then we'll do display voltage. I thought I had the voltage. I did define it up above, did I not? You know what, .kami, I think his Azure function is. I think he actually did publish it somewhere. Storing the login credentials in plain text. Yeah. Well, and I actually learned from Doc in a talk that he gave last year that the state of California actually just passed a law. It's a good first step. Oh, battery voltage. They just passed the law basically saying that you have to, actually, I guess I can just keep it as the local function. I don't have to, yeah. You have to either create unique passwords for every device or make it to where people have to change their passwords on devices when they register those. So I think Doc's comment was the law doesn't have a lot of teeth right now, but hopefully that's where we kind of start moving in that direction. It's possible if they're on your network, they could extract those details from your light bulb. Yes. Yeah. Yuck. But yes, you're right. Okay. This is gonna give me a nasty looking float, but hey, whatever. I want to get it on the screen and then we'll worry about where it needs to go later. Nope, not volatile. Made a VLAN for my IoT crap to keep it away from the main network. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Frackberg, did you by any chance write up any of that? Like, did you? Because it'd be really cool. It'd be really cool to see how you went about doing that. Or if there are other resources you use to set that up, I'd love to see them. But I think that's an awesome idea. Hey, Rhinoceros Rex. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for jumping in. How are things? How's your Friday? Frackberg. It's funny. Documentation, what to look like a decent human being. Hey, I know. I asked the question as I know darn well that I also would do it and then not write down a single thing about it. Oh, Troy Hunt talked about it and wrote it out. That'd be cool. Ryan, have you done another stream yet? I know I caught a little bit of yours when I was on the road earlier this week, but when are you planning on the next one? I'm not a networking guy and had a buddy say, hey, that's the way to do it. I'm not a networking person either, so take any help you can get, right? All right, let's just go ahead and flash this to the device. And we'll see if I can get a reading on the screen here. Next Tuesday at 9 Eastern. AM or PM? You gonna do it in the, are you preferring evenings at this point? Because it was an evening one on this week, right? Man, oh yeah, it was evening because it was after I'd given my talk in Charlotte. That feels like ages ago. Been a crazy week. PM, cool. All right, I'll plan to catch it. Is that gonna work as a capital? Oh, come on. I did it wrong. I put the exclamation mark in the wrong spot. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah, kids in bed. Totally makes sense. I went through and have Ubiquity equipment, PSN router. Quite. Yeah. There probably are. I'll have to poke around. That's funny you ask. Rhinoceros Rex actually came up earlier. Yeah, I do. So side business, side thing, but I will share it here since you asked. CarrotPaintStudios.com. So we've done a couple of children's books and resources on like getting kids into electronics. So, oh yeah, my youngest just turned 5, and I've done this stuff with him in the last year or so. He's all about it. It's good fun. Thanks for asking. I appreciate that. All right, so we're getting the voltage. I think we're getting the voltage. Am I displaying? Oh yeah, I have to like go into. When am I doing that? That should show up at any point, right? Let's just do it every second for now. Because I gotta end here in a few minutes, unfortunately. Meetings, and all that stuff. Frackberg, how has the stream been today? Stable enough? Internet been okay on your end? Oh, sweet. Thanks, .com. Network segmentation on his weekly update. Very cool. I will open that. And I didn't realize that Troy did a weekly update, so now I'm going to subscribe to that, too. Cool. Saved. Bookmarked for later. Thank you. So far, so good. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. .com, you usually get disconnected. Yeah, the last couple of weeks have been really weird. So, because everything worked fine for me for the first several weeks, and then I just had some weird stuff happen. I don't know if it was on Twitch's end or mine. Glad to hear no disconnects today. Like I said, right after I called Spectrum to upgrade to gigabit, all of a sudden, magically, I swear they were throttling me. I just know it. I can't prove it, but I know it. Okay. Let's do this too. Oh, come on. So I'm going to need to wrap it here in a second, so I'm just going to do this real quick and hacky like, so that y'all can see it. We can see that it's actually working from the voltage from the battery dealy mabobber thingy. No, there's a thing. So there's a particle published there. DOCSIS 3.1 modem, cool. K. Siva Mutu, I apologize for mispronouncing that, but thank you so much for the subscription. That is so cool, thank you. Very, very grateful, I appreciate that. K. Siva Mutu, tell me if I'm like mangling it or what. Oh yeah, Rhinoceros Rex. Okay, so I had a very similar experience. Like I thought I was on the highest because Spectrum had acquired Time Warner and I had forgotten to Siva. Awesome, well thank you Siva. I appreciate it. And so I thought I was on the highest I could get. And they said, oh no, we can get you gigabit. I was on like 300 down. We get you gigabit. 10 extra bucks a month. I'm like, what? But they have to send me new hardware. So I'm not on it yet. That's why I'm mystified that my stream has been flawless today. Shady business practices. Shady. Honestly, Grogard, the 300 megs down for me was never, ever an issue until I started streaming. And then I started noticing that my upload speeds were not nearly what I want them to be to stream reliably. And like I said, I had a month and a half worth of streams where everything was great. And then all of a sudden, things got weird. Yeah, Fracker, my reluctance is that I pay for 150 down and I rarely get better than 60. That's not cool. Because I think I'm like listed at 300, but I was getting 350 to 4. Like I would never get less than they told me I was getting. But that would really irritate me too. So I don't blame you. That would not be all right. That would not be all right at all. Okay, hold on. What am I doing? Not particle process. Me? All right, well, IntelliSense is failing me. Let's flash this and then I'm gonna jump on over into Mr. Clarkio's stream, I think. Are you kidding me? Why are you giving me an error right now? Particle.publish. Should not be an issue. And now it says it's fine. It's a lie, I tell you. All right, so in the meantime, I'm gonna pick this back up. I'm gonna pick this back up on Tuesday, regular streaming time. Although I am thinking about switching over to Mondays from Tuesdays. I don't know if y'all have any thoughts on that, but I enjoyed it. Usually my Tuesday and Thursday stream times overlap a lot with Robert Tables, and I enjoy being on his stream as well, so I'm trying to decide what to do there. But thanks, Kami, as always. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all coming in and hanging out. So let's pick up this voltage business on Tuesday and keep on going. I'll see what I can figure out on the Azure IoT Hub side with actually calling functions. And we'll just we'll kind of go from there. But y'all have a great rest of the day. Let's actually raid into Mr. Clarkio and have a great weekend, everybody. Like I mentioned, I'm going to be at a South by Southwest event tonight. I am probably going to do an IRL like stream from my phone. If y'all feel like checking that out and saying hi, show off people's hardware projects and stuff, could be fun. If not, I will talk to y'all next week. Y'all have a great weekend and take care. Bye. Getting ready to, oh yeah, I got to do the whole like raiding, pause to raid. I keep doing that every single time. I mean, dirt moment for me. Okay, now we're going. See y'all later.